I'm like freaking out. Hold on. I'm gonna throw up everywhere. No, I'm not. Welcome back. I don't even remember how to do this, to be quite honest. This is just gonna be really raw. We're just gonna have to go with it. I didn't film last week, and then this whole rest of the week I've just been really present and spending time with people that I'm allowed to see and working. And to be quite honest, I've been a little bit of a slump. I met with my life coach today, actually, just like an hour or so ago, and she was talking to me about this down cycle that we all experience, and she said that it's totally normal, and she herself experiences it as well. And so that's like what I wanted to talk about this week. But most importantly, I do know that this video is going to drop on Memorial Day, so I wanted to take a moment to say thank you to the brave men and women who support our country, and also, of course, my continued gratitude to the brave men and women who are fighting this crazy thing that's affecting the world. Second thing, by the end of this, you will just get to see what I did to get myself out of the slump, acknowledging the slump, and a really fun surprise at the end that I literally just happened to me like 30 minutes ago that I did not expect. So I'm like literally shaking. Can you even see it? You can totally see it. So anyway, so I was talking to Natalie today about why I took a break and how I'm feeling so gross and just unmotivated and not myself, and she said that it's totally normal. And for so long I was so frustrated because I'm like, why does this happen? I get these spurts and I'm like, I can do anything. I'm gonna launch 1,000 things. I'm gonna do all the live coaching. I'm gonna do all the working out. I'm gonna do all the things. And I have this endless amounts of energy and feel great. And then there's like a few weeks where I just like, I crawl in on myself. I don't feel motivated. I feel less energetic, feel way less myself. And she said, she actually drew it right here, so I'm trying to do it. So it's like, we take 3 steps forward, 2 steps back, 3 steps forward, 2 steps back, 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. Like, success isn't just this line. I was like, okay, this makes sense. So like what they say, for every yes, there's like 1,000 no's. I'm kind of turning that into energetic motivation and applying that thought process to that. So it's like, I'm feeling really energized and getting a lot done. I'm feeling a little low where I need to rest. I'm feeling great. I'm doing all the things. I'm not doing all the things. And sometimes those cycles can not last weeks, but they can last months. They can last a year. Like sometimes you're going to be in a lower slump. What we talked about today is getting out of the slump, that at some point you got to get yourself out of it because you're the only one you have. You can have all the help and the support in the world, like the importance of building a team, and you're gonna need people to reflect that to you and be like, yo, you're in a slump, pop out, come back to us, join us. But you are the main driver of that. So acknowledging a slump, feeling it, letting yourself feel it, and then using specific tools to get yourself the heck out of it. My slump has lasted about 2 weeks now. There are gonna be certain weeks where you're more hormonal, and when that happens, repressed emotions surface. And so it is a time of resting and healing. So why I took a week off is just because honestly, I burnt myself out. I literally, like, I wasn't even a candle anymore. It was just gone. I was wax. I was like, pfft. And so also filming a dance audition is really freaking hard. Like, you gotta learn it. So the first audition process, I just choreographed something and sent it in. The second time I had to learn something and send it in. And so it's like, you gotta learn it, you gotta perfect it, you gotta practice it, you gotta film it, you gotta get cute for it because you're like, please hire me, I promise I'm cute. And that's a freaking process. And all the while doing that, you have to pick the most opportune times to do that. So working 4 days a week with children, and then also learning on audition and filming it, trying to look cute for it, is really hard to do while you're still working out, doing therapy and life coaching. It's a lot on your plate. And if you're already in a lower energetic space, it feels even harder. So there was just no freaking way on this planet I was gonna be able to like film anything last Friday. There was no freaking way. And then I needed the weekend to rest. So it was like I was a towel and there was like nothing left. And it would have been inauthentic for me to sit in front of you and give you all the tips, because it's like, I don't even have tips. I have no tricks. I have nothing. I'm like falling apart, right? So that was the importance of resting. And I think that's my first takeaway from my past week and a half, is that if you need to shift or change the goal to preserve your body, there is nothing wrong with that. I made a post a long time ago when I was in Junie B. Jones about course correcting and how there is nothing wrong with that. It's actually a really brave thing to do. Changing or altering or completely dropping something is not giving up if you're doing it in service of a higher purpose. So there was a purpose for me to preserve myself so that I could go back into my work week, and filming and editing a video was not in service of that. So I had to shift my goal of making a weekly video so that I could preserve myself to be back for you today. I also wanted to talk about the audition in itself, and I was thinking about myself because I was feeling a little bit of rejection, and that doesn't feel good. And kind of the reminder that I feel like a lot of us, not just in acting or dancing or singing world, but like in life, we only share our wins. So the big house, the big promotion, the big engagement, the big yada yada yada, I booked this, I got this, I bought this, like you're sharing all your wins, which is like good, and I want to cheer you on, and I want others to cheer me on when I have my wins, and also how I get nervous to share my losses, and I think a lot of us do. When losses are so a part of life, like we lose people, we lose relationships, we lose opportunities, we lose mental stability sometimes, we lose sleep. There's so many losses that we experience, and the world is experiencing so much right now that I would like to just take a minute to acknowledge the gravity of that. Loss is a part of the human experience, and it sucks. And I am with you. I was supposed to get something on a Monday and I didn't receive it, and I had to kind of go through this week experiencing this loss. So just the importance of sharing your losses too, and being brave as a society to do that, and how I really appreciate when people are very honest about that, and that I am like that. I've had so much loss. Oh my gosh, I auditioned for Disney for like 5 years before I got anything, you know. I woke up this morning and I did my workout, and I just felt really emotional because I kind of got the confirmation that I did not get the thing I auditioned for, right? And so I was feeling really emotional, and I messaged Natalie and I said, "Are you fine with doing our session on Saturday?" She goes, "Sure, what time?" 10. And I go, "Oh, Lizzie, you're totally avoiding your emotions. You're totally avoiding having life coaching right now because you're sad." And that's when I enacted opposite action. It's back. Love that. So I said, "You know what, Natalie, we're gonna just flip this on its head. Can you chat at noon?" And she said, "Yes, God bless her." And so we had this really great session, and I just shared with her the slump I am in and the disappointment I'm feeling. And I just wanted to share with you some of the things that she discussed with me. The difference in self-care and how I like to conveniently change the meaning of self-care. So I'm like, self-care, woo! Like, do nothing, watch TV, drink, don't tap into anything here. And I just like totally didn't service myself at all. That is just, I was not servicing my Ferrari at all. I need special care, and I didn't do any of it. And I hate when I don't take my own advice. Ah! Special care meaning the importance of meditation and caring for yourself. Yes, you need to unplug and do nothing and brain drain. However, inner work needs to be happening. Meditating, eating well, stretching, journaling, manifestation walks, stuff that is actually fueling your body is just as important as unplugging and socializing in a safe way and brain draining, right? And I realized that in my slump, there was no inner work happening. And so what happens when you're in a slump, you just do a little bit less, because energetic work is work too, and it's draining, and it's hard to do that from a low energetic space. Just do less of it. Meditate 2 times a week, 3 times a week instead of 7, or instead of 6, or instead of whatever your normal is. Dial it back, but still keep it. That is one thing I really got from this, is that I just stopped. And what happens is you're like, I'm feeling great. I'm on the upward spiral. Rock it out, loving my life. And then you back off of it. And then when you go down, because you've backed off of that self-care, you go down and down and down and down instead of back up again. So it's time to pick yourself up, girlfriend. And I said, you're right. I'm going to go do my hair. I'm going to film my video. It's time to get out of that slump and start that self-work again. She said, you need to make a baseline. And I decided that my baseline, and I'm going to share it with you so I'm accountable. My baseline is going to be working out 2 to 3 times a week, doing 1 ballet class, and meditating 4 times a week. That's my baseline. So then when I'm back in my slump, I will know, okay, so I'm in a low energetic slump right now. Let's dial back my baseline, but still make sure it's there and supporting me. Because what happens when you are taking time to do self-care and meditating and tapping into your spirit and taking care of yourself is you are really clear on who you are as an energetic being. And she blew my freaking mind with this. She was like, as an empath, you're gonna take on the energies of other people. So you need to keep up this self-care and this understanding and being attuned, so that you remind yourself and you have a clear idea of who you are and what you're doing. Because you will take it on from other people. I know we're not all seeing a lot of people right now, but just in interacting maybe over the phone with people, you can do that, right? Like having a clear picture on who you are and being consistent with your self-care and your baseline keeps you fueled even when you're feeling low and rejected and not pretty and your face broke out like a freaking pizza and you can kind of see it. I tried to cover her up, but you know. So this is like the big surprise that I'm really excited to share. After I had my conversation with her, you know, we decided, okay, it's time to pick yourself up, get over yourself, because it's gonna be fine. You have a bright future. Every door closed is a door open, right? That is how the universe works, as long as you are on your path and listening to your intuition. So I picked myself out of my slump, went in there, and something inside me said, Lizzie, you need to send a thank you email. You just need to send a thank you email. It's something that you've had I literally had in my brain since Monday. You just, at the end of the week, make sure you send a thank you email. This has been a really exciting experience for you, regardless of what happened. It got you dancing again. It made you feel confident, even though you had to go through some mental breakdowns because you felt like you weren't good enough, but then you worked through it and you felt good enough and you felt proud of the work you did. Also, side note, why dance auditions are so tough. You rehearse it perfectly, then you go to film it, and then you forget how to do a turn. Anyone feel me? So annoying. Drop it in the comments. Ugh, I hate when I do that. So I was speaking myself out of my energetics, out of my slump, and I just said, today is the day that I'm getting back to myself. I'm back to Lizzie, right? And so I sent that thank you email, and I meant it with all the, you know, genuineness in the world. And I got an email that it was a mistake. Make sure to check every single folder in your email, because sometimes things can go to a weird folder and they would have emailed you earlier this week and you didn't see it because you didn't check other folders. Obviously don't want to say too much, don't want to jinx anything, don't know how much I'm actually allowed to share, but it was a really fun, happy surprise, and that's why I'm in such a good mood. But I also feel like I'm in a great mood because I did the emotional work. I was tough on myself and I said, nope, you are going to finish this workout, you're going to talk to your life coach, you're going to make a plan to better support your Ferrari, because what you did this week didn't serve you. It made sense. You kind of needed to go in on yourself. You kind of needed to unplug and be alone and not be on your Instagram and not talk to people. And it makes sense why you did that, because you were in a low energetic slump. It makes sense, Lizzie. I have grace for you and I forgive you. And I know what I'd like to change for next time. I'm glad I experienced it, and I feel like I'm in such a better place because I did that work. And don't forget that you are so worth the work. Sometimes I think when you're in a low energetic space, why even do that work? Even if I do get out of this, I'm not going to be great. Yes, you are. You have a higher calling on your life. You were made of literal stars. We are made of stars, and we have such a beautiful purpose ahead of us. And I'm proud and love every single one of you. I feel great about myself. And I feel great about myself because I made a plan to get better, and that's what I love. I love actionable plans and opposite action. And obviously, getting an email that I was not rejected didn't help. Did help. Also, we're celebrating Caden's birthday this weekend, and I just wanted to say thank you to Caden. I love you so much, and you've been a very, very big supporter during this quarantine and during my audition process, so this is kind of a win for both of us. Like in my last video when I was like,
thank you everyone to help me, I would just like to take a moment to thank Allison, Sandy, Caden, Oliver, and Savannah Brady.